Tonight from Fenway, the Red Sox meet the Indians on a big night for the Jimmy Fund and an important evening for Nathan Eovaldi. The Red Sox right-hander trying to find the dominating groove he was in 2 starts ago. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway. Nice of you to join us tonight. I'm Dave O'Brien alongside the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Garen Austin coming your way in just a couple of moments. Last night, Eck had a bit of an October feel to it, didn't it? And Nathan Eovaldi facing a big start because the Indians took game 1.
Well, this is a start you want to see him, see how he can perform and, against a team, a first-place team like we saw last night. Very exciting. But his last couple of starts haven't really been like what we saw the first 2. But, the first 2 were so good. I mean, so good. That cutter was everything. He threw it on the outside corner. He threw it on the inside corner. I mean, he was electric. Everybody knew he had the big arm, but this cutter has just been eye-opening after watching him. And we've seen what he's done at Fenway Park. Like I said, the last 2 weren't that good, but the first 2 were dynamite. You see the 15 innings, no runs. And to me, it's the walks per 9. The guy has had great command all year long with that type of arm. And the last outing, he threw quite a few more split fingers, which is a good sign that he can mix it up. So, maybe he can get back on track, especially against a team like Cleveland, will go a long, long ways going forward.
All right, that's the baseball. Of course, this is day and night number 1 of the 17th annual Nesson WEEI Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Donating has been running ahead of 2017. Red Sox and the Indians. Game 2 coming up in just a moment. Official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Amica Insurance, auto, home, and life insurance that always puts you first. Kenyon Grills, the official grill of the Boston Red Sox. The all-new Subaru Ascent, love is now bigger than ever this summer. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Here's a bucket list item for you up there in the monster seats. Red Sox and the Indians about to have at it. Time now for our Xfinity X1 report. We get downstairs to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Obie. Well, 2 of the most important days of the year as we help raise money for a very important cause. Now, all of the players are involved with the Jimmy Fund throughout the year, and they talked about how important this partnership is and what it means to them.
It's huge, the next 2 days here. From a kid that lost his dad to cancer, it's always a tough one. You guys know how I feel about that. But, this is something that we do an outstanding job, not only the Red Sox, everybody. I read something today on Twitter. The Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, everybody is one team now. I think the whole region is one team, and I'm proud to be part of this. And all I can ask is help, help us out, and it's a great cause.
I think it's special not only to me, but a lot of people, being able to, give back. And, I think it's an honor that we get to be a part of it.
It's awesome. Every day, I think us as baseball players, especially me, realize the effect you have on little kids, regardless of the age. Just kids in general, they look up to you, and especially the way we've been playing this year, there's a lot of hype going on, and a lot of favorite players on the team. So it's good to be doing stuff the right way and being an example.
And as we're helping raise money for those who are battling cancer, our thoughts are with our colleague and good friend, Jerry Remy. And when we come back, Nathan Eovaldi will be on the mound for the second game of this Red Sox-Indians series. Dave O'Brien and Dennis Eckersley have the call. Stay with us.
Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Your local New England Ford dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? LL Bean. If it's outside, we're all in. Now open at one Seaport in Boston. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Nathan Eovaldi taking a hill in search of his 6th win of the season. Would be number 3 with the Red Sox. And here's the lineup he'll take on for the Cleveland Indians, brought to you by your local Nissan dealers. Francisco Lindor, the very talented shortstop, leads it off. Michael Brantley's in left. Jose Ramirez has 37 home runs. He's at third. Yandy Diaz, the DH. Yonder Alonso at first base. Melky Cabrera in right field. He hit a home run last night. Jason Kipnis is at second base. Yan Gomes does the catching. And Greg Allen, the rookie, also homered last night. He'll be in center field against the Red Sox starter. Presented by your New England Audi dealers. Eovaldi 2-0 since coming to the Red Sox from Tampa Bay. His last 2 have been far more difficult than the first couple where he didn't struggle at all.
Yeah, the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The Red Sox are 4th in the American League. 59 errors, 126 games around the infield. Eduardo Nunez at 3rd, Bogarts at short, Ian Kinsler at 2nd, and Mitch Moreland at 1st. Out in the outfield, left to right, Andrew Benintendi at left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts at right. Behind the plate, Sandy Leon catching Nathan Eovaldi.
Here are your umps tonight, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Brian Knight behind the plate. Jeremy Rehak at first, Jerry Davis, the crew chief, at second, Pat Hoberg at third. Where available, as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And the weather's just fine for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, a little on the cool side. Right now 69 degrees and a wind coming right to left at about 9 miles per hour. And Eovaldi with a key start for him. Red Sox trying to avoid a 3-game losing skid. They haven't lost 3 in a row since April.
Had that playoff atmosphere last night. The Red Sox came on the bad end of that loss, but it was an exciting game right down to the 9th inning.
As Terry Francona said, the Indians were hanging on for dear life at the end.
They were. Cody Allen took it to the nth degree.
Lindor to step in to lead things off here. Game 2 about to get underway. Strike 1 as we get started. Lindor 292, 29 home runs. He told Greg Allen, the rookie who hit that home run late last night, to step back and look around Fenway Park while the crowd was belting out Sweet Caroline in the 8th inning. And he said, enjoy that passion, that electricity in this ballpark. Those were his words of advice for the rookie. And he did.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit and he lost it.
Check swing, tried to hold up, and he did.
Yeah, Porcello would like to have this pitch back. Change up right down the middle. Porcello said he probably could have hit it out. But that was the big blow of the game, made it a 5-3 game.
5-4 the final. Allen getting a taste of Fenway Park. Here's the 2-1 to Lindor. Broken bat and a pop-up. Leon, and now here comes Nunez to put it away. You could hear that bat crack all the way out to the bullpen. One man gone. And that'll send up Michael Brantley.
Well, the sweet swinging Michael Brantley last night got a cutter and hit that ball out of the ballpark too. Take a look at this one. This ball cut, just didn't cut enough, left it out over the plate. He was flat-footed and hit that ball out of the ballpark.
His 14th. He's driven in 67, hitting over 300, so he's healthy and he's looking like it.
Whew, 100 miles an hour. He's feeling it tonight, huh? Right away. Usually you have to get loose before you get that 100.
Or your Chris Sale.
That's right. This guy has got big arm, and this one, that's the hardest ball he's thrown as a Red Sox. Here's another piece of cheese for you.
Ground ball, he's got it. Hit sharply, but Eovaldi will get it over there in plenty of time. 2 up, 2 down. Well, some thought that was a factor in the home run by Allen, the fact that Rick Porcello took that shot right off the stomach last night, but he said it was not.
You better be careful right there. It's 100 miles an hour. They hit a one hopper right back at you. Hello. Right in the glove, pretty much. When that ball has got your name on it, you almost have no chance. I mean, really. They come back faster than you're throwing it.
Did you ever get hit in the stomach like that?
No, but I've been hit in the thigh, and that's enough for me.
Oh yeah.
Got hit in the arm, a lot of places.
Never off the head.
Never off the head. I've had balls whistle by me, and I went, oh my God, I didn't move, and that ball, if it wanted to hit me, I was dead.
In for a strike on Ramirez. Back to that play last night.
Look at this thing. Right in your kitchen now. Boom. Ow. and he gets the ball and throws it, gets an out. Like he got shot.
0-2, high chop back to the hill. The ball, he's going to have an easy inning. 1-2-3 go the Indians. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first. Red Sox lineup is brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts to lead things off, 344, followed by Andrew Benintendi, 15 home runs. JD Martinez is the DH. Xander Bogaerts at short. He's the cleanup man. Moreland at first. Kinsler at second. Nunez at third. Sandy Leon catching. Jackie Bradley's in center field. And batting ninth. And each of the Red Sox went out to their defensive positions tonight with a young cancer patient. Very touching scene. Right-hander Shane Bieber, 6-2, a 4.37 ERA, and a rookie with very good command. Really only had one bad start against the Pirates.
A good curveball there going down. Low 90s fastball. You see the curveball and a slider. Occasional changeup.
He is leading all major league rookies in fewest walks per 9, so he throws strikes.
Ooh, 95. 22-year-old kid. That is young to jump into this rotation.
One-two, Betts stings that one. He rips it down the left field line, but foul. He crushed it. Mookie leading the majors at 344. Some of the kids going out with their players before tonight's game. This was a great scene.
It really is. I mean, to give these kids a chance to do something once in a lifetime, and I think it's great for everybody involved.
I see Mookie and the rest of the players all locked in, signing the balls for the kids. And
that's as sweet as it gets, really.
A lot of these guys are dads. 2-2. Mitch Moreland, a proud pop himself, and very, very touching scene. Ooh. 3-2.
Well, that's low paint right there. Just missed. I guess when you're a rookie, you don't get that.
First time ever against the Red Sox. Scouting report is he's very composed. They don't expect him to fold up tonight against the Red Sox lineup, but we shall see.
Yeah, we saw the other day with Glasnow. Remember, he came out here, the big 6'8" kid. Hardly, barely made it out of the first is what happened.
3-2. And in a strike three, 93 miles an hour caught him looking. So Mookie Betts fans.
Let's take a look at the Indians defense tonight. 7th in the league in defense. See, 3rd to 1st, Jose Ramirez at 3rd, Francisco Lindor at short, Kipnis at 2nd, Yonder Alonso at 1st. Out in the outfield, Michael Brantley in left, Greg Allen in center, Melky Cabrera in right. Behind the plate, Yan Gomes catching Sean Bieber.
Now, Brian Boyle, who plays for the New Jersey Devils in the NHL and was a star at Boston College and has battled leukemia. He will be joining us in just a little bit. He threw out the ceremonial first pitch. And he fired a strike.
He's a big boy, too.
Benintendi at .298 with 15 home runs. Benintendi 1 for 4, an RBI last night.
Ball has a little run to it. The fastball, change up the previous pitch.
JD Martinez on deck. No score first inning. Benintendi working on a little 5-game hitting streak. JD Martinez continues his offensive onslaught. 38 homers, 106 driven in. Toward the middle to his right, Kipnis. 2 down. Many of the Red Sox today participating in the 17th annual WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fun Radio Telethon, which began this morning at Fenway Park to support the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Since 2002, this event has raised more than $49 million for cancer treatment and research. And today the giving has been running ahead of last year's pace. JD 332 with the 38 home runs.
Boy, he wears out the Cleveland Indians over the course of his career. A lot of that came in Detroit. 18 home runs lifetime against the Indians.
A regular foe in his days with the Tigers.
Surprised they're not playing him a little more to pull. They're straight up.
1-1. Left it down.
You can see early on he's spotting that thing, isn't he? His fastball down. He painted Betts.
Red Sox got off to a pretty hot start against Kluber last night. Got 3 right away. But then he settled in, as the great ones tend to do.
You know, they got 3 off him. He wasn't himself last night either. I thought he was behind the count a lot. Still only walked 1 guy, I believe, but I've seen him much better. Did get the win, though.
And the 2-2. Foul at the plate. Bogarts on deck. Red Sox trying to get on the board quickly again tonight, but 2 away and the base is empty in the first inning. And facing a youngster they have never seen. Two. He's filled it up on him.
Let's throw that fastball down and away, and you better watch your lips. Oh, breaking ball. Used to be a guy, Harold Baines. Remember Harold Baines? Played for the White Sox, several other teams.
He's a terrific hitter.
Terrific. You throw him a ball down and away, and I'm talking about you're going to get your head knocked off. It's frightening. He go down there and get it.
Did he hit you pretty well?
Not necessarily, but he hit one ball right back. I don't forget the ball he hit back at me. He undressed me. There's a fastball away right here.
And the 3-2. And struck him out. 94 miles an hour. An impressive start for Bieber. When we come back, we'll be chatting with Brian Boyle inside our booth and talk about his battle with leukemia and his NHL career. And the 17th annual WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. We're delighted to have Brian Boyle with us of the Devils, the New Jersey Devils, and of course Boston College. A lot of hockey fans here remember you 4 years there with the BC Eagles. 33 years old, but you've battled leukemia. I want to talk a little bit about the first time you heard your diagnosis. You're in the National Hockey League. You're a professional player in the peak of health. How does that hit you?
I was scared because I knew I wasn't feeling quite right, and I was petrified, really. Just to be honest with you, it's not a conversation you want to have with anyone.
So they tell you you've got leukemia. What's the first reaction? What's the first thing you probably want to go out and just attack it, however you can?
Yeah, once you can get the anvil out of your stomach. It was really just we figured it out. It was CML, which was a kind of a win for us. We were excited about the diagnosis after we realized it was going to be some form of leukemia and that it was very treatable. So I was excited to get on board with the medication and get back on the ice.
How do you know you have something like that? What's the signs? I mean,
I was exhausted. I couldn't recover. I was getting worse and worse as the summer progressed, and training picks up.
Diaz on with a base hit. So he will reach and become the first man to reach tonight with a sharp single, with Alonso coming up next.
Yeah, so anyways, as training picked up, I was really just not recovering, and I was getting worse every day. And by the time I got there a week before camp started. I was trying to skate with the guys. I had to get off the ice after about 25 minutes, which is not normal. And I was taking like 3-hour naps. It was crazy.
God, yeah.
Yeah. My wife wasn't happy because we had 2 young children and I couldn't really even help. We kind of realized what happened and explained a few things, and then it was almost a little bit of relief.
Was it? Yeah.
Did your treatment begin immediately?
Yeah, honestly, they had samples at Summit Medical Group where I was getting some treatment after I came to the Dana-Farber. I went back there in Jersey, and they had some samples, and I literally popped 2 pills in my mouth right away because I hadn't eaten in a while, and that's the only stipulation. You just have to take them on an empty stomach, and then within 3 or 4 days, I felt way better. It was a tremendous feeling.
Wow.
And you're a guy with a lot of calls to make when something like this happens, because you've one of 13 kids growing up in Hingham, right? One of 13.
That's right. Yeah, it was
crazy.
So how about your family? How did they react to this? They must have been as shocked as you were.
Yeah, we've had plenty of scares. So I was speaking with my father about it, and he's gone through renal cell carcinoma about 18 years ago. It's brutal. It's something that he didn't really know what to say. That was a hard call to make because it's your dad. He doesn't want to hear that from his son. Sure. I have a son, and who's had to go through some medical stuff as well. It's awful, but I assured him that it was going to be okay. It was something that we could handle, and it was actually a positive with what's going on with technology.
You missed only 10 games.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I missed 10, and it was because my spleen was enlarged, and that was because of all the white blood cells. But I honestly, after a week, I was ready to rock. I wanted to play. I didn't want to miss any games.
Yeah. Has it given you a different perspective of it now?
It's taken some stress away of the things that we used to.
Yes.
What's coming at us? No. About what we used to worry about. Honestly, some of the smaller things. It's just something that we tried to turn it into a blessing. We looked at it as that, as hard as it was. And now we're trying to make a difference and make an impact with our story. Yeah. Because I'm a beneficiary of all that, all the research and all the dollars that have gone into it.
Now chatting with Brian Boyle, formerly BC, in the National Hockey League with New Jersey, and battling leukemia last several years. And I got to go back to when you got back and the first goal, first time you scored. Look at this.
Yeah. I'm happy they didn't call goalie interference.
Okay, but this happens. I mean, this has to be an incredibly emotional moment for you.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was my son was just done with a procedure in the hospital. I got a call that he was okay. I left him and came back to play in that game. And it's still emotional for me just to watch that because of the road that we went through, the move. I got traded the year before. And we signed in New Jersey, and we moved, and I wasn't feeling well, and then my son was going through some stuff, and then finally we got to just put the gear on and play. And I mean, that was a huge feeling for me. The teammates that in Jersey, the organization, how they were supportive of me through everything as a new guy who hadn't even played a game yet for him. I felt very blessed on that night, especially.
Cabrera taking a strike here. As you're standing with us and when you're down on the field throwing out the first pitch, I'm thinking, he looks like a regular dad. He's got the Jimmy Fund shirt. Looks like a ball player, even maybe like a weekend ball player. I see you there. You know, when you're on the bench in the NHL, nobody would want anything to do with you. I mean, with your size and on skates.
Bigger, man.
Yeah, that's for real there.
There's a lot of big guys. There's a lot of big guys in the league.
How much do you follow the other teams in New England, being a Hingham guy, and how closely do you follow the Sox, Pats, Celtics, Bruins? Obviously, Bruins.
Yeah, we watched the Bruins just to see where they're at. The big Pats guy was, huge Sox guy. Excited about what the Celtics are doing. I think it's exciting. The more sports, the better. It's great for the kids to be able to have that. They look up to these guys in a city that's so crazy mad for. They've seen all these championships. They expect that. I think it's great for the culture of the kids who want to play. Playing sports has given me so much in my life. I played baseball until I was 18. I'm still able to play hockey, and I think it's tremendous. So I'm a huge Pats fan, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Sox. It's a fun team to watch.
Oh yeah.
You look like you played some ball out there because you look very at ease on the mound out there. It's a nice pitch.
I didn't have the shoes for it, but I was happy I didn't blow it over his head.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a man on. No score in this one, and in tight on Cabrera. Give you a look at that first pitch if you haven't seen it yet.
Did you warm up?
I threw 5 or 6 with one of the
I can't do that.
Attendants over there.
I seriously can't. I can't do that. I'm impressed.
Heck was laughing at it the other day. Not really laughing, but he had to do it recently.
Yeah.
And
it went halfway. It doesn't work anymore, man.
Well, who was the nut? That was.
Yeah, I saw that.
That one driven back toward the warning track. Benintendi tried to deke the base runner. It jumps over his head off the bounce. Diaz will be held at third base into second. Cabrera's got himself a double, so some early trouble for Nathan Eovaldi. Second and third and 1 away.
Well, I'll tell you what, that deke did help because Diaz didn't score on this. He paused. He just paused just long enough, but the ball kicks off the boards. Look at it, gets away from him. He chases it down, but that's a pretty good deke. And Diaz has to hold up. I would assume. See, watch him hold up a little bit. See right there, that saved a run. It really did. So the deke worked.
I love that play. It's a veteran move.
Yeah.
He'll do that.
Yeah. Well, you play there long enough, especially the home team, it's hard to do that as an opposing team coming in here and play the wall like that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now Kipnis the hitter with one man away as we chat with Brian Boyle. How many kids for you guys?
We have 2. We have a 3-year-old boy and a little 1-year-old girl who she stayed home tonight. She would have ran on the field for sure.
So you guys have your hands full.
Yeah, we do. It's a lot of fun.
In a great way, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The best way possible.
That's right.
That one hit sharply. Nice scoop by Moreland. He'll fire home, put at the plate, and he's out at home. Diaz cut down. I don't think you can do that better than Mitch Moreland just did.
I am shocked that he threw the ball to home. It's because that ball was so sharply hit, and he picked this ball, and he's got a good arm. And that's Moreland over there, ex-pitcher, throws it right on the money. Great tag by Leon. Great slide by Diaz there, but a better tag. Just got him in the face. That is as close as it gets. That ball was a rocket to Moreland. Great throw, great tag. Saves a run.
Diaz trying to score out at the plate. Cabrera advancing down to third as Kipnis becomes the runner at first base, but 2 down.
Moreland's got a gun. That's why he threw it home. I said, take the out. He'd like the out at home.
And not a lot of first basemen have that kind of confidence because they don't have that kind of cannon.
You got it.
So Gomes will be the batter. And Eovaldi trying to hold here with Ben on the corners, and he'll foul that one away.
Look at that ball, sharply hit. Great pick to begin with. Then he heaves it home. That's a strike. Boy, I tell you, that is as close as it gets. Great slide by Diaz.
So Brian, you guys enjoying the summer, just kicking back and relaxing, or you getting a lot of work in?
It's been fun. I've gotten to play a little bit of golf, which has been nice. But we got a move coming up in a couple of weeks. Getting back to Jersey, getting back to sort of a routine. We've had plenty of time. We lost in the first round of the playoffs. And it's a long summer if you don't make a run.
Yeah.
It was good because we could decompress from all the stuff we had to deal with. But it's I'm excited to get back.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Heck will tell you, you bow out early in October, it's a long winter.
Oh yeah,
it's too long.
You get spoiled, man, if you being in the money.
And a 1-1 fly ball into center field, and Jackie Bradley is there to put that one away. Eovaldi gets some big help from his first baseman and catcher there. Brian, thanks so much.
Thanks, Dave.
Continued success. Great work. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, man.
Good luck to you.
Very proud of you. One of 13 kids. That's absolutely amazing as well.
Amazing.
Great success story. Nothing in this one.
Bye-bye.
The Red Sox last 25 games here at Fenway. They're 20-5. 28 home runs, getting 5.3 runs per game, and the ERA 2.72. Well, that's how you go 20-5.
Well, I guess so.
Xander Bogaerts to lead it off here. Red Sox just got an electrifying defensive play from Mitch Moreland, who's on deck. And Sandy Leon with a terrific tag.
Could have been a big inning if they don't make that play.
Xander checking in at 281. He's driven in 77 runs now. After last night driving in 3. The 11th time this year he's driven in 3 or more, third most in the major leagues.
That base hit by Bogaerts in the first inning off of Kluber was like the old Bogaerts back when he used to hit 320 about 3 years ago. He used to hit the ball the other way all the time. Oh, look out.
Knocks the bat out of his hands in tight.
Start looking out over the plate. I'll tell you what, watch out. Ball's kind of coming in on him right off next to his elbow. I mean, that's a reaction you get from somebody that's looking out over.
Two-one, popped up and playable for Alonso, and into foul territory. Actually made it in fair ground for the out. Time for our tools of the trade presented by Craftsman.
It starts with a great pick. I mean, that's not an easy pick, and then he just heaves it in there, and a great tag because it's a great slide by Diaz. I mean, that's a strike he throws to Sandy, and he's got no time. He's got to put it on him.
Craftsman, the official tools of the Boston Red Sox. So Moreland will bat now. First time tonight, 257, 14 home runs.
That's why he's a Golden Glove winner. Gold Glove winner. I always say that.
Ian Kinsler on deck, another Gold Glover. Yankees are underway in Miami, taking on the Marlins. They're scoreless in the second inning. Sox lead is 9 now.
This kid's dotting the fastball. That's just inning and a third, and it's impressive so far. Got a long ways to go.
0-2, and a swing and a miss. He makes fast work. The Red Sox #5 hitter, and his third strikeout already.
Yeah, don't miss WB Mason extra innings live right after the game. TC, Jim, and Steve will break down the game, and you'll hear from Nathan Eovaldi and Alex Cora, who at WB Mason celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Shane Bieber to do battle now with Kinsler. 239, 13 home runs for Ian. Bieber out of Orange, California. It's a 4th round draft pick, so he had to work his way to the majors. It was not a sure thing by any measure. Out of the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Everything's down with that fastball. He's got a tight little curveball that he throws at the same window, and that's why you've seen some funky swings. One in particular, J.D. Martinez.
Six and 2 coming in.
They've scored him over 5 runs a game. That helps.
Nunez on deck, and foul back out of play by Kinsler on a big hack.
It also helps that no one's ever seen you. There's no doubt about it. Even in this day and age, when they get so much film on anybody, there's always an advantage to the pitcher.
For an at bat or two?
Yes.
Well, Bieber did not allow a run until his 4th start of the year. 22 consecutive innings.
Ooh. They'll get you sooner or later. It's just a matter of time.
And the 2-2. Breaking ball and a ground ball right to Lindor. It's short. And he'll set him down. 1-2-3 they go. $1 million. So starting with the million, and it continues to go up and up and up, and can continue to count those donations tonight. And that'll be the case all day tomorrow and tomorrow evening as well. And a big success today. Greg Allen, who was a big hit last night, extending his hitting streak to 13 in a row. That 2-run homer off Rick Porcello was the game winner. Rick said not to take anything away from him, but I think even I could have hit that pretty hard.
Yeah, he did.
Changeup. He said it was not a good pitch, and it came at the worst possible time.
I mean, I tell you what, Porcello takes accountability all the time.
He really does.
Yes, he did. No, he didn't.
No swing, according to Pat Hoberg.
Yeah, you don't see curveballs from Eovaldi very often, and almost got a swing here. See the head out. Nope, he kept his hands back.
So Allen, a hot hitter. Here comes the 1-2 from Eovaldi. Little number. Leon has to hurry. Got it there in time. Allen cut down, one away. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Eovaldi's career against the Indians: 3 games, 2 starts, a 2-1 record, and a .270 earned run average.
I'll tell you what, Leon may not be able to get down the line, first baseline on a, but he can get out from behind the plate. Man, he pounced on that ball.
One out for Lindor, who's 0 for 1. He's popped up to third. Last inning, Eovaldi allowed a base hit and a double. He was in trouble before a Gold Glove kind of play out of Mitch Moreland to really save him, and Sandy Leon at the plate. A 1-1 in the direction of Xander Bogaerts, backing up, slings it and gets it there. 2 down. Ace Ticket has the best seats to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. Prices and service are better than you can imagine. Visit aceticket.com today. Brantley 0 for 1. He had one of the 3 home runs for Cleveland last night. And after the game, he said Boston is, quote, my favorite road city to play in. It's a great atmosphere. The fans bring every single time. It's fun to be a part of it. He also talked about that 9th inning feeling like a postseason. He said when the atmosphere gets going like that, it gets the adrenaline going big time.
Well, think about it. The Indians don't draw, right? What do they draw? 20 grand a game, if that. So, you know, they come on the road and they love it. Players love it. I mean, you have to play every day. You play, you know, and the Red Sox players appreciate it, believe me. I mean, because it gets your adrenaline going. I mean, not that you're fired up, you know, not fired up to play Major League Baseball, but it helps to have 35,000 every night.
I saw one of the Indians who got here about 1:30 this afternoon walking right field line down toward home plate. The batting cage was there and he had his cell phone out. He was he was recording the whole thing, and then he got in the cage and shot it out toward the monster, and he was having a great time with it. I'm not sure which one of the Indians it was, but you know, he wanted to preserve that sort of the walk into Fenway.
Yeah, the place is special. You know, we see it all the time. We take it for granted a little bit, right? But
well, you try not to.
These players don't come in but once a year.
That's right. Here just for these 4 games in the regular season.
Right.
We'll see what awaits in October. Here's the 3-1.
Where's that?
Said it missed for ball 4, and so Brantley is on. He becomes the first man to walk.
Yeah, here I don't want to be a homer, but ball's probably high and away. Pulls it down. Yeah, it's maybe a little outside.
It was 99.
Yeah.
So here's Ramirez 0 for 1. So far quiet in the series. Having a great year. He was 0 for 4 last night. He is grounded to the pitcher this one.
Boy, that ball just cut. You're talking about 1.5 foot, that thing. I mean, look at the cut on this ball out of his hand. Outside corner target. Boom. Sandy would have had a hard time catching that ball down and in.
It's a good early sign for him.
Yeah.
He did not have quite that kind of cutter his last couple of outings. Drills that one in there at 98.
When he grunts, it's always a good sign. I like that.
All those guys from Alvin, Texas.
Yeah, you don't grunt when you throw 90. You got to have at least high 90s to be grunting around the joint.
That's
here.
Nolan Ryan's
Yes.
town. So they share that. Here comes the 0-2. No score in the 3rd. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you. Brantley on, a rare walk from Eovaldi. And 1-2 to the first baseman along the line. That'll be a fair ball, and that's out number 3. 1 man left. 0-0. By LL Bean from the ballpark to your local park. The outside is always better together. LL Bean, be an outsider. It was about 69 degrees at the start of play tonight here at Fenway. Game number 2, Red Sox and the Indians. 0-0 as we proceed to the last half of the 3rd inning. Eduardo Nunez, Sandy Leon, and Jackie Bradley against the rookie right-hander Shane Bieber, who has impressed in the first couple of innings.
Well, you take a look at him, he's going to get ahead of you right away. Bang.
Eduardo lately has been picking on Cleveland. They'll ground that one to Lindor. Gets rid of it fast for the out. First 7 Red Sox have been retired tonight. 1 gone. And Sandy Leon will be next. Same 2 clubs here tomorrow night. 7:10 Brian Johnson against Carlos Carrasco. And 1:05 on Thursday, David Price looking for his 14th win against Adam Pletko. Right-hander who's 4-3. Price will go in 13-6. Sandy batting lefty, 206, 5 home runs. No score. Yankees at Miami there in the 3rd inning. 1-0.
Boy, this young kid comes into Fenway Park. Gets out the first 7 hitters. Looks impressive.
Right on the edge with a changeup. That's been a pitch that they've talked a lot about with Bieber, that some of the organization for Cleveland feel he throws too hard.
Maybe so, but it's almost like I would use it as like a sinker almost. Make it run a little bit. See ya.
In there for strike 3. Pinned him to the plate. He's already struck out 4 of the first 8.
Tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a recap of day 1 of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Jackie Bradley will check in at 221. He's hit 11 home runs. He doubled last night, going 2 for 4. He'll go up the middle, but Lindor is right there behind the bag. 1-2-3 go to Red Sox for the 3rd consecutive inning tonight. And time now for our Dunkin' Donuts poll question. Who do you think will finish with more home runs this season? Text 1 for JD Martinez, 2 for the Indians. Jose Ramirez separated by 1 right now. JD 1 more. Text your answer to 536 536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to win that.
Question is,
really?
Is it 99% or is it 100%? Little flare to right field. Mookie Betts there, however, to make that catch. 1 pitch, and Diaz is retired. Time now for our Rams social drive. We say good evening to Casey. Hi, Casey.
Hi, boys. How are you? So we're in the middle of the Jimmy Fund radio telethon. It's absolutely fabulous. The Red Sox give back to Jimmy Fund. They visit all the time. They can't keep Brock Holt out of there. So that got me thinking, Chris Davis of the A's, he got an autograph, you could see it right there on his left shoulder, from a Make-A-Wish child pregame, then hits a 438-foot bomb last night. That is good karma for sure. That's your Ram social drive.
Boy, that's getting it done. And he's hit a few, hasn't he?
He hits a bomb every night. That's how he's been going.
He's had a great year for Oakland.
He's chasing JD too, and Ramirez.
Sure is. Alonso here, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Moreland's been very busy at first base. Underhand toss. Eovaldi there. 2 up, 2 down. In front of Melky Cabrera. And we're scoreless here in the 4th inning. '16-year-old Jeffrey Goose will be joining us in just a little bit. He's been battling Hodgkin lymphoma. Diagnosed in February. Big sports fan. Huge Red Sox fan. Cabrera with a double in the 2nd inning.
Eovaldi loves Fenway Park. The way he's throwing. 15 innings, no runs coming in tonight. Backdoor cutter, paint, beautiful.
Oh-2. Hard hit, threw for a base hit. Kinsler could not make the play. Clean single into right field. That'll be their 3rd knock tonight. This one comes with 2 down.
Yeah, Melky, he's annoying tonight. He was annoying last night. He went deep off of Porcello. This is an 0-2 curveball. You don't see a lot of curveballs there from Eovaldi, but he hooks that ball right in the hole. Nice piece of hitting. 0-2. Out of the reach of Kinsler.
So base runner for Kipnis. He's 0 for 1. He's the man that hit the shot that was corralled by Moreland on a nifty play at first base, and he rips another one that way. This one through though for a base hit. Betts to cut it. Rounding Cabrera. He is going to dive into 3rd base safely. On the base hit by Kipnis, that'll put runners on the corners.
A lot of guys don't take 3rd on that. Ball was hit so hard he had to stop and let that ball go through. Look at this bullet. I mean, that ball is shot. But Mookie's got a long ways to go for it. That's a long throw to 3rd, but a headlong dive there by Melky Cabrera. You see him pause for a second, and he's on his horse. He's going to get there easy, but just in case he dives.
Two men on. Yan Gomes now, the number 8 man. 0 for 1 to fly to center. And has decent power. We're scoreless in the 4th inning.
These guys are hacking early. He's seen Kipnis jump on that first pitch.
They have all 4 of the hits in the game to this point.
They're hacking.
Red Sox trying to pin down their 89th win. They have not lost any of their last 13 series. Here's the 0-1. He wouldn't offer.
You can't throw a cutter any faster than that. You just can't. Everybody talks about Mariano Rivera's cutter being Not this is harder. I truly believe that. That one in particular right there.
Yeah, it was 95.
I mean, you can't. How do you throw it any harder?
Up the middle and through for a base hit. That'll score Cabrera from third. Kipnis will hold at second base. An RBI single by Gomes. It's 3 consecutive hits with 2 down for Cleveland to take a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you, the Indians are looking for something hard because he's throwing everything hard. Cutter hard, and you know he's throwing high 90s fastball. Everybody's ready for something hard. And that was a cutter that caught some of the plate. But still, that's a pretty good pitch, man. Up the middle, ground ball. Found a hole.
Now Cabrera, the man who started it with a base hit, he scores the first run tonight. That'll bring up Greg Allen, who was thrown out by Sandy Leon. Little number on front of the plate first time up. 2 down, but a run in. And a slicer down into the corner. Benintendi is not going to get it. It'll hop up against the side fence. 1 run comes in. Kipnis will score. Throwing a second, not in time on the double by Allen to make it 2-0.
You talk about branch work right there. Allen didn't even know where that ball went off his bat. He's looking one way. It's down the left field line. Meanwhile, that's an RBI double. Once again, Allen making the Red Sox pay. A little cutter middle, and look at him. He doesn't know where that ball is. It's over there. He never leaves the box for the longest time. Look at this thing. It's a double. He's got to get to it, and he does get to it. Saves the run, really. Fairly close play at second.
Meanwhile, Allen with a 14-game hitting streak, hitting .388 during it. The home run, of course, came last night. And the trouble far from over here now for Eovaldi. Runners at second and third. Top of the order in Lindor, the All-Star.
Man, this 2-out action is what's happening. As a pitcher, you always think your next pitch is going to be the last out. Meanwhile, 4 hits later, here we are.
Lindor tonight with a pop-up and a ground out. High fly, but foul as he jacked that one deep, but way down the line.
I mean, they're ready, man. They are ready for something hard. It better cut. We haven't seen any split fingers like we saw in Philly.
0-1 to Lindor, 29 home runs from him, and he pops that one up into left field. And Benintendi to wait on that for out number 3, but the Indians' first team to strike tonight. They get 2.
6 months because you have cancer. You're thinking about, never mind school or this or that, but you're thinking about your life, which is something I obviously had never done before, but something that rocks the world of anyone, especially the kids at the Jimmy Fund. But I think at the same time, that's what makes it so special, is this end of the world stuff.
What was that experience for you, though? I mean, the Jimmy Fund. I know we've been there. It's just, I don't know how it was for you, and what was your take on it?
So what I was kind of drawn back about is, these are the people that are obviously administering my chemo. These are the people that are, who should be, quote, like hurting me, as people say. But what makes it so special is they do everything in their power to not make it bad. That it seems that there's a holiday every single day of the year, that the nurses are so friendly and the doctors are so friendly, and they explain everything to you. And I like to think that I'm an optimist. I like to think positive attitude, but it's hard not to there, that everything is just happy and keeps you going to the next day, and soon enough you're here a month off treatment.
How do you feel now?
I feel great. Really feel great, yeah. And obviously owe my life and all of that to the Jimmy Fund. So
what are your treatments been like, Jeffrey? How did it start? Where are you right now?
So it started because it's weird, like I said, the cough. I actually didn't have any symptoms from the tumor itself, which was lodged in the kind of middle of my chest. The cough went away, but started off with 2 cycles, which are about a month each, of 5 days the first week, then 1 day, then 1 day, then off. And it progressed and got kind of weaker and weaker doses of chemo throughout. But regardless of how, like, I say weaker, but it's still chemotherapy.
Sure, yeah.
But just going to school, which is actually a great part of this, but
line shot, a base hit the other way by Benintendi. First Red Sox to get a hit here tonight.
At least you broke up the no-hitter, huh?
That's my job. I think I should stay here for the whole game.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You're welcome. You're welcome to stay. But I mean, yeah, when you talk about chemotherapy, you're talking about arduous treatment. This was no picnic.
No. And it's hard. It really is. But just waking up and literally going there, that was sometimes the hardest part. But you get there and you feel kind of crummy some days, but you know, the nurses are happy. They say good morning. They want to know how your day is going. And are you excited to go to tomorrow's Red Sox game because of the Jimmy Fund's relationship with the Red Sox, which is so special. But no matter how bad or tired or anything I felt, it was just get to the next day, that I'm not going to have to do this again. That I have great friends, great family, my mom and dad, John Goose and Barb Goose, my brother Teddy Goose, some of my good friends that went, who became my best friends, and throughout my life, Alfie Rudnick, who told me he would not be my best friend anymore if I didn't mention him. So Alfie Rudnick, this is your time.
And by the way, you're a huge sports fan. I mean, you love your Celtics, you love your Red Sox.
Yeah, throughout my free time throughout the last 6 months, I got a chance to study out.
Indians trying to turn 2, and they will, to complete the inning. Jeffrey, thanks so much for joining us. It was a real treat meeting you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Congratulations on the success in beating this thing.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Goose.
2-0, the Indians.
At least you broke up the
Red Sox Baseball Unnecessary is brought to you by William Ravis Real Estate, the official realtor of the Boston Red Sox, Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service, and by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. We go to the tote board for the 17th annual WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Growing and growing right before our eyes. And keep those donations coming, please. On a great pace here tonight. On the field, though, the Red Sox are down 2-0. And Brantley to lead things off here. Hey, Goose was a great kid.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He looked older than 16, huh? Big boy.
What was it he said to you on the way out? He came up to you and said, the very end, I have one question for you, Eck, before I leave. And he had a very serious look on his face. This one is tagged into left center. Gap shot. That gets to the warning track. Off the wall. Jackie coming up gunning, but into second base. It'll be 2 for Brantley. So he's got himself a double leading off the 5th inning off of Aldi.
Brantley, you know he can hit. He gets a fastball, and we've seen what he can do with a cutter. He yanked that last night for a home run. This time he gets a fastball. You see the cross seamer right there. Up and away. The ball's up. And this is a Fenway stroke right in the gap. It's a little gappage. Easy double. Jackie's trying to get to it quick enough to get it in, but that's a stand-up double there by Brantley.
That's their 3rd double tonight. And sends up Ramirez. He's trouble with 91 driven in. 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to first. So far hitless in the series. So what was it Goose needed to ask?
So I'm thinking he's going to ask me a baseball question, right? I have 2 questions, he said, to ask you. I'm thinking, you know, how was it to be in the big leagues? Whatever. He says, how do you stay so tan? This kid's asking me. I said, I'm a professional tanner, bronzer, I told him. Isn't that something? I got to remember that. I've never been asked that. Huh?
I wouldn't have thought that in a million years.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. And he was totally serious.
Dead serious. And then he said, would
you are a professional.
Yeah. But he said, would you want, and then he said something about closing. Would you like to close in Boston? You wish you would have closed here? I said, no. It's too much pressure.
Oh, that's a beauty. Jose Ramirez with a count of 1-1. He stings that one. He's turned out a couple wickedly and hit him foul.
They got a lot of guys that are ready, geared up. We've held him down for a game and a half.
Diaz on deck. Leadoff man is on, and Brantley at second. Indians have out hit the Sox 7-1 so far tonight.
It's hard to get him to chase. Well, if he had a good split finger, you could fire that thing in the dirt right now, but we haven't seen many.
And a 2-2. Poke foul the other way. You know, some who cover the Indians think that this series has kind of woken them up because they've been in cruise control in their division. They have a 13-game lead, and they needed a series like this in this kind of environment.
And they've been playing good leading up to this series. I mean, they're ready. They were ready coming in here.
Big swing and a miss. Boy, he was trying to hit that one a mile, and he struck him out.
There it is. Splitter. You couldn't pick a better time for this. A split ball, a split finger ball in the dirt has him swinging. 0 for 3. There it is. Been waiting for that thing. Look at that thing go down. Yes.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. One away. Diaz has singled and flied out to right. And scooped up nicely by Sandy Leon. Have been base runners in every inning off Evaldi except for the first inning. Allowed a base hit and a double in the second inning. He walked a man in the third. Gave up 4 consecutive hits and 2 runs in the fourth inning, and a leadoff double here in the fifth. So this has been a bit of a struggle for him.
Yeah, a little stress piece right here. That was a big out. Ramirez didn't move the runner.
Two and 0. So far, the Red Sox have been tied up by a rookie right-hander named Shane Bieber. Seeing him for the first time, he has held the Red Sox to 1 hit. And the 2-0 from Eovaldi. 3-0. Alonso on deck.
They have to throw a cross-seamer sooner or later.
Lined up the middle. Kinsler's got it from a knee, throws on to first, and he took away a run as Bradley has to be held at third base. That one really stung up the middle.
Well, that was a bullet 3-0 cutter he throws him, and he was all over it. This ball is a bullet right past his glove, and the dive by Kinsler. Another nice play by Kinsler. Goes to the dive on his knees, throws him out easy. That ball whizzed by Eovaldi's glove. I mean, it was a rocket.
Former Gold Glover with the plate, so 2 down. Bringing up Alonso, who has whiffed and grounded out. He chops that along first base. A fair ball. Moreland up ahead. He'll get the out. Alonso staring at the home plate umpire. Didn't even go halfway to home plate. He can't believe it was fair, but it's out number 3.
Yeah, tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abood, available at Men's Warehouse. TC Jim and Steve will bring you coverage from day 2 of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon.
Halfway through tonight, it's 2-0 Indians. Xander Bogaerts will lead things off. Red Sox trying to get something rolling against Bieber. Xander popped up first time up. It's Moreland and Kinsler after him, all getting their second look at the rookie righty. Xander coming off 2 for 5, 3 RBI last night.
Looking to attack that fastball, got a slider.
into center field. Allen backing up on the track, backing up, leaps up, he makes the play and goes thudding into the padded wall. Checked out that elbow. He's made a couple of really nice catches in this series.
Well, that's the MVP of the series out there. You see Allen takes a couple of looks at this ball. Has just enough room and he smashes into the wall. Luckily he did have just enough room because that could have been worse. The Beeve, he loves it. Yeah.
One man out. Yanker says he's okay, but we'll see about that elbow. Mitch Moreland struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Red Sox have 1 base runner so far tonight. That was Benintendi with a single in the 4th when the Goose was with us. Red Sox could not follow that up though.
This guy comes as advertised, painting with his fastball, getting ahead of everybody.
Fly ball left center field. Moving on over is Brantley. The center fielder calls him off. Allen makes the play in the warning track. 2 down. Let's get on to Guerin.
Obiak, yesterday Terry Francona was telling us that one of his favorite players of all time is Dustin Pedroia. He said he's such a special player and I don't know if there will ever be anyone quite like him. Said he basically wakes up with an attitude every day of I'm going to kick your butt, and the lights just seem to shine a little bit brighter when Dustin is in the room. Francona was also telling us that he's been keeping in touch with Dustin, sending him a lot of text messages because he knows it's been a tough year. Now, Ek, I'm curious, was there a manager that you had a closer relationship with?
Oh, totally. Tony La Russa. I mean, we're like family, you know, but it took a while to become family. It wasn't the first day I stepped in the room. In fact, I didn't even like him when he didn't like me.
Really?
There he is. He's like, you know, to me, he's like an older brother. But, you know, there's always got to be distance from the player and the manager. I've always believed that. And I don't want to be the manager's Bobo. You know what I mean? Like, but.
You were his closer.
Yeah, so I was.
You were his guy.
I was his guy.
Eventually.
But no, we had a great relationship still too. He's like, you know, his family.
Kinsler with a wave and a miss. He's 0 for 1. How fast, when you got there in Oakland, did they make you the closer? I mean, talk about how quickly that came about.
Oh, it took a long time. I mean, I was sort of like down the totem pole there for a while. When I got there, I had to prove myself again and prove it to him.
Because it's a better story if they wake up on Wednesday and go, Eck, come on in the office.
Yeah.
You're the closer.
No.
We believe you're going to the Hall of Fame.
I was a lamb at the time because I was coming off a bad season with the Cubs. You know, I had to just reestablish myself. And it took time. It just did. And then next thing you know, I'm shaking hands.
One of the great success stories in baseball. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox. Another fast inning. Kinsler can't believe the call. Center for Women's Cancers, Dana-Farber Institute. Thanks so much for being with us, Doctor.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Zach. It's great to be back here tonight.
What needs to change to accelerate defeating this particular cancer?
So we are living through amazing times. A whole new wave of treatments built around immune therapies that are unleashing the body's immune response to attack cancer has been coming forward in multiple tumors. We are using genomic information to attack cancer, and we need these resources now because we are just going to hit the accelerator for all of this and make it happen for every patient who comes to a place like Dana-Farber.
Is breast cancer one of those cancers that great successes are now occurring in?
It's been fantastic. The mortality rate for breast cancer has dropped by over half in the past 2 decades, and people are doing extraordinarily well with most kinds of breast cancer.
How long have you been involved with this in the Jimmy Fund?
I've been at the Jimmy Fund activities since I joined Dana-Farber 20 years ago, and it's been a wonderful collaboration for the Red Sox, NESN, WEEI. When you work at Dana-Farber, you meet people all over New England, and they talk about the connections of the community to the Farber. It's a very special place.
You're a Harvard man, so you got to be a Red Sox fan.
Always.
Yeah, going back and probably enjoying this season like everybody else, this dream season here at Fenway.
It's been great. I got my mother-in-law here who used to watch Ted Williams play, and we're having a lot of fun.
Well, tremendous. Again, what are the barriers to people participating in clinical trials, and how can we get more patients to participate in those?
So, as I said, there's this whole new wave of treatments coming forward, and we're trying as fast as we can to bring those to the patients. It requires collaboration between scientists and drug companies and clinical investigators at Dana-Farber. And what we use your resources for, the people are donating tonight, is to grease those wheels, to make it all happen as quickly as we can, to bring the science into the clinic as fast as we can. And it's happening in real time. We're telling patients now that they're going to benefit from treatments that don't even exist yet in real time.
And the advances being made right in our city. That's incredible.
It is. Boston is the epicenter of biotech in the world right now, between the great universities, between the great hospitals in the medical area, all the stuff going on in Kendall Square you can see out here, Dana-Farber and places like it. So the people are flocking to us. The science is coming to us, and our task is to bring the patients to the science, and we work on that every day.
What have you seen, like the advances, like over, like, say, the last 5 years?
Yeah, so we're seeing incredible things. We're using molecular diagnostics to really change what we think is the classification of tumors and help people do better and better by understanding which disease they got. And then we're also seeing these whole new approaches, this immunotherapy, come forward to treat diseases like lung cancer and melanoma, which when I was a young trainee were just impossible to imagine treating, and now we've revolutionized the treatment for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Melky Cabrera going yard here. He is having some series, his second home run in as many nights, 3 hits tonight.
He has been annoying, to say the least, and then he goes bridge here. I mean, literally hits the top of the bridge. This ball hits the top of the fence. Second home run of the series. I mean, this guy, he didn't even start the year with the Cleveland Indians. You see, I think that's a cutter that just stayed there. You see it hit the top of the fence, barely gets into the bullpen.
Dr. Hal Burstein joining us here inside the booth. About 1 in 8 United States women, that's over 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime.
It's a very common problem, and the good news is that we're helping these women do better and better. So we are curing 85% of those patients with our existing tools, and the expectation is we're going to do even better in the years ahead because of new drugs that are coming along.
Well, more than 3.1 million women with a history of breast cancer living in the United States, but as you say, it's one of those areas we continue to hear a lot of positive news about, developing new treatments and the success of those treatments. Maybe not necessarily the case with other cancers, certainly with breast cancer.
For breast cancer it has been, and we want to take the lessons of breast cancer and generalize them. So the things that allowed us to transform breast cancer treatment were understanding the biology of the disease and going after the things that drove the cancer cells. Now we can do that in all sorts of different kinds of cancers like lung cancer and prostate cancer, and then we're also looking at these immune systems, like I said, where in melanoma and bladder cancer and lung cancer they've been so successful. And of course breast cancer has early screening. Mammography remains a key piece of the puzzle for helping women do better for early stage breast cancer diagnosis, and we need those kinds of early diagnostic interventions for other cancers as well.
Well, that's a great point too, and I think that because you get the word out so effectively in society for women to make sure they get ahead of this dreaded disease. That's such a huge part of it, isn't it?
Makes a big difference. And the way we talk about cancer has changed in the past 15 or 20 years. Really, it used to be a word that people didn't like to utter in public, and that has changed. And one of the special things about a place like Dana-Farber is everybody understands that the staff and the physicians and the nurses are all there to help people with cancer. It's a place where people feel very comfortable, and I think that also allows us to offer better care for them.
Base hit to right by Gomes. Well, Dr. Hal, so much is being done here, and it's a great success story. You sound like you've got a great energy for what you do and a great passion for it.
It's been fantastic to be a part of it, and I was trying to think of an analogy for the baseball audience, and I think it sort of begins with great data. You know, these days everybody's got analytics, right? They're talking about which kind of ball they pitch and what they're best. So that's where we start. We start with great data from pathology and radiology and genomic science. We know that about 10 to 20% of the patients who come to Dana-Farber actually get their diagnosis altered in some way because of the science that we can bring to it. Then you have a superb clinical staff, people who have great judgment, great skills. They know what the right play is to make at the right time, and that really helps. And then you have to execute, right? And that's where this incredible team of nurses and social workers, everybody who supports the patients, the geneticists, all the subspecialists that we have, and of course our surgeons and radiation oncology friends at Brigham and Women's, everybody working together to make it all happen. And that's how you get winning baseball. That's how you get winning cancer care. And it's a big effort. It takes a lot of people every day, but it's been just a thrill to be a part of it.
It's a great analogy, and whenever we visit, as we do every year, we come away thinking it's an all-star team over there.
It's a very special place, and like at Fenway, you can feel the energy, you can feel the excitement. And like at Fenway, we got a lot of wins these days.
Yep. Right now, a little trouble, though. Another base hit by Allen. Doctor, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you both. We
really
appreciate the support
from
NESN and WEEI and the Red Sox. Appreciate it.
Dr. Hal Burstein with us from Susan F. Smith Center for Women's Cancer's Dana-Farber. Well, here comes Cora. Eovaldi getting hit hard in this inning. It's already 3-0 Cleveland, and he will give up the baseball. We'll take the break and be back at Fenway with more in just a moment. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals. BuyAToyota.com. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Nissan's year-end savings. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nathan Eovaldi, not a long night tonight as he goes only 5 1/3. Here's his pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. He gets hit for 10 hits and 3 runs so far, and the runners at first and second belong to him.
Well, you kind of feel lucky you only have 3 runs because he got spanked around. He really did. All those balls were hit hard. A couple balls that were caught for outs. So very fortunate up to this point that Kelly can get out of this inning.
Red Sox down 3-0. Kelly trying to hold. And a very tough hitter here in Lindor, who's gone 0 for 3. Only one out in the inning. Indians have out-hit Boston 10-1. In there for strike one to get ahead. Joe tossing a perfect 7th inning in Sunday's loss to Tampa Bay.
Had good velocity, threw the ball well that 1 inning against Tampa Bay.
Got a 1.80 ERA in his last 10 games.
Back-to-back curveballs. Second one was much better. Kind of a funny swing by Lindor.
So Gomes the runner at second, Allen on at first. Well, the two guys in their lineup who are beating up on the Sox the last couple of nights are Cabrera and Allen.
Yes. Just shows him that fastball. I think he wants to get him out with another hook.
Marlins have tied up the Yankees 1-1. They're in the 6th inning. .98, but he got a piece of it.
Good spot too. Just crowded him.
Kelly does not get many double plays, but he could use one right here. Foul to the plate. He just nudged it foul to hang in there.
Yeah, good breaking ball there. He just got a piece. Good spot too. It's got a little bite to it. Just nicked it.
Lindor 1 for 6 lifetime against Kelly. And a 1-2. Back to the breaking ball, hammered foul.
Boy, the Indians hit the ball hard tonight.
And hit it hard a number of times last night, Brantley included, with 3 home runs. They've added another this evening. 2 very good offenses. Here comes the 1-2.
Kelly did a lot of this early in the season. Remember, he was the guy that came in with the bases loaded all the time. It's been Hembry's job for the most part.
One-two coming, and struck him out.
Changeup. You know he's got that changeup in his back pocket. He waited a long time to use it. He threw him a lot of curveballs and finally threw him the changeup. Good spot down out in front. Big strike. Big strikeout right here. He waited a long time to use it and finally broke it out, and it worked.
Against a tough hitter who is now 0 for 4. Michael Brantley 1 for 2, a double and a walk tonight. Two on and 2 out, a run in on the homer by Cabrera to make it 3-0. Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll have the bottom of the order due up. Nunez, Leon, and Bradley.
See Brantley, you know, he uses the other field with the fastball, and he yanks the breaking ball. Brantley's so quiet at the plate.
good all-around player. 3 for 6 against Joe Kelly.
Not a lot of movement. He just gets locked in.
Runners lead at first and second. The 1-0. Little topper foul. 1-1. Brian Johnson against Carlos Carrasco tomorrow night. Carrasco's a 15-game winner. 15-6. Brian Johnson 4-3 going in. And David Price on Thursday afternoon at 1:05.
They got him from Philly many years ago, and he started producing about 3 years ago. I mean, took him a while, but boy, I tell you, he's been special. Strikeout guy too.
1-1. Breaking ball snapped in there. So the probables, with 2 more games left here, and then the Red Sox will head out on the road for a very quick series. 3 games at Tampa Bay before heading back to Fenway. Well, the crowd itching for a strikeout here from Joe Kelly. To 1-2. Left it low. Another change.
He wasn't looking for that. Look at the way that Sandy tried to catch this ball. I mean, it's amazing that it didn't get through him. It's a changeup, but he's not looking for it. Look at this. And he catches it. Oh, that's hard to do.
Almost like getting crossed up.
Oh, totally. Looked like he was looking for something hard in there, and he still caught it.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
It is.
2-2 to Brantley. And a line drive and a base hit into center field. Here comes Gomes rounding. Jackie Bradley gunning to the plate. They cut it. Throw back down to second. Not in time. The run is in.
And Bogarts is acting like he's out at second base. And I think he must have tagged him.
Umpire said safe.
But it was so quick, the tag. Bogarts running off the field like, see if he upped the line. The umpire can't see it. I don't really see it either. Tag him? Did he tag him?
Well, the play is going to be under review.
You can't see him tagging him his behind there, right? And it looks like he hasn't tagged him yet.
But I'm going to tell you what, Brantley has left second base and taken off his helmet like he's assuming he's out.
I didn't see that.
Tough to see from that angle.
But he's looking at the umpire calling him safe, you would assume, right?
Well, the play is under review.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Bogarts is selling it. He's running off the field after the tag, like,
sure did.
It's like automatic.
Gomes did come in to score to make it 4-0 regardless.
Did you see the tag? Did you see him tag him on the behind?
I did not.
I didn't see it. Yeah. He tried selling the sweep. I mean, he seems so confident that he tagged him. I mean, he's in the dugout ready to hit. I mean, what's going on?
Sander has no second thoughts about this.
No, I was completely convinced last night, and I was wrong. Remember?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's selling it.
There's the answer.
Got him. Out. He knows.
And I think Brantley knew too.
Okay.
However, the Indians do add on and now on top 4-0. Price and participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien with you. Red Sox are down 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Red Sox need an igniter. Offense has been up and down lately. Nunez will lead things off. He is grounded out to short. The Sox have been held to 1 hit, a single by Andrew Benintendi in the 4th inning.
The Beeve is dealing, huh? The Beeve is doing his thing, throwing strikes. 59 pitches right now.
Hard hit down the line, a fair ball. It keeps on rolling. That'll go all the way to the base of the monster. And to second base, Eduardo Nunez. Now the Red Sox need an igniter. We'll see if that's it.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Little curveball yanked down the line. He's always ready to swing here, and curveball just hangs. And he ropes it down the left field line. Just fair. Goes all the way to the wall. Easy double, Nunez. Nobody out.
First time the Red Sox have had the leadoff man on. Workman getting up in the Red Sox pen.
We saw that Cleveland Indian bullpen last night. They could piece together some innings. Left, right, left, right.
Sandy Leon 0 for 1, struck out looking first time up. Yeah, critical portion of the ball game, obviously, given the score and given the fact that Terry Francona is tremendous maneuvering that bullpen. Little flare out to right center. Cabrera with a long run in, but he'll get there. Back to second, Nunez, 1 gone.
Red Sox season ticket plans for the 2019 season are on sale now. New plans will include access to potential 2018 postseason games. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets.
That'll send up Jackie Bradley, who is grounded to short 0 for 1. Jackie with 2 hits in game 1. Last 24 games at home, he's hitting .325. Sox trying to get on the board against Bieber.
Jackie hit that ball hard last time up, 6-3, and Lindor is the same spot he was, right up the middle, like we see every night.
Betts on deck. In for a strike. Time to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. Last 10 games overall, Jackie at .364 with a couple of home runs. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. We're trailing 4-0.
Look at this kid just pour in strikes, fastball. I mean, that's not ultra gas he's featuring either. Very efficient. Look at this.
Well, he's pitching exactly to the scouting report. He's been composed. He's thrown a lot of strikes. He hasn't walked anybody. And he looks like he has an idea.
He's got a good idea. 22 years old, too.
Nunez after the double at second, waiting for someone to drive him in. Pop foul. And that's going to curl up and into the box seats.
You know, you don't know a guy, you don't know what his tendencies are, really. You haven't got enough time to pick up anything. But they're taking fastballs, like surprisingly taking fastballs.
Two.
A little show me high fastball, always followed by a curveball, but who knows?
No. Got a piece of that one, got the umpire, a foul ball. That got Brian Knight.
Follows that fastball, high fastball, the fastball in. You see Bradley got him in the shoulder. Bradley was all tied up. He couldn't get the head of the bat to it. Lucky he fouled it off.
Nunez with the lead at second. He let it go for a ball. Good take. Oh, you saw the grimace on Bieber's face.
Oh, that's strike 3 right there. That's a perfect pitch. Little curveball. That is nasty. Meanwhile, you don't get it, son. It's the price you pay for being a rookie.
Line shot to right coming on Cabrera to put that away. Back to second, Nunez. 2 down.
Enhance your next day game experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Mookie Betts has been caught looking on a third strike, and he is grounded to short. Came into the ball game hitting .373 in the month of August. Chance to pick up an RBI here and get the Red Sox on the scoreboard against Shane Bieber. Couldn't help but notice the Little League World Series, Williamsport, the other day, they asked the kids when they introduced the lineups to name their favorite player, and Mookie Betts got named over and over and over.
Did he?
As their favorite player.
That's where you see it.
Yep. JD Martinez got a lot of votes too.
Look at this kid painting.
Yeah, 1 and 2 now on Mookie Betts.
I mean, I'm impressed.
Oh, you can't help but be. He's allowed only 2 hits. Hasn't walked a soul. Mookie trying to break him up a bit. He grounds that one to third behind the bag. Ramirez has a long throw, and it's on target. So Bieber continues to impress. He pitches around the leadoff double. you think will finish with more home runs this season? JD Martinez or Jose Ramirez? JD Martinez, 94%. Not exactly a shock. Although neither one of them with a home run tonight, and it's 4-0 Cleveland. We go to the top half of the 7th inning, and Brandon Workman in. And he will take on Ramirez to begin the inning. He's got 37 home runs. One behind JD Martinez. Workman to take on the 3, 4, and 5 part of their batting order. They've about hit the Red Sox 11-2 tonight.
They've kept him quiet this series so far.
He has. He's gone 0 for 7 with a strikeout tonight. 1-2. Ramirez, a guy who can run when he gets on too. One of the best base stealers in baseball, actually. 2-2 coming.
Well, they pitched him tough in this series so far. Really quiet today. Ground ball to the pitcher, weak ground ball to first. Got punched out on a split finger last time up.
Workman's 2-2 on the way. He's run it full. Nathan Eovaldi only got 1 out in the 6th inning. He was charged with 10 hits and 4 runs. He's trying to get back to the form of his first couple of starts with the Red Sox. Check swing. The appeal, no swing. It's ball 4. So Ramirez is on, and as mentioned, a threat to go.
Wednesday, August 29th is Mookie Betts Puzzle Cube Night at Fenway Park. First 10,000 fans in attendance will receive Mookie Betts Puzzle Cube presented by Citgo. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos.
Now Ramirez tied for the lead in the American League in stolen bases with 27. So Sandy Leon will have to be on his toes. Nobody out. Leadoff man on.
We've seen more throwovers to first the last 2 days than we've seen for a month, right? From both teams.
So many similarities between these two clubs offensively.
Yeah.
Runner goes. Leon tossing it down, but he's not going to get him. It skips into center field. He's up, but he won't advance. But a stolen base, number 28 for Jose Ramirez.
Man, he was gone. I mean, you know he's going to try to steal, and he doesn't waste any time. See you later. And he is scooting. He's there. Perfect throw was not going to have him, I don't think. He's in. Way ahead of the ball.
So he is into scoring position with nobody out.
You think about the guy can run like that with the damage he does. Wow.
28 stolen bases, 37 home runs. Now Diaz is 1 for 3 with a base hit. Chopped to the middle. Runner trying to advance. He will. Bogart's on the run. Sets down the hitter. Diaz gone, but Ramirez over to third with 1 away.
Indians making it happen. Get the runner over. Weak ground ball, and Ramirez off to the races to third. Little baseball.
Yep, Terry Francona likes that.
Yeah.
Congratulating Diaz for advancing the runner. Oh, here's a Jimmy Fund tote board update. Closing in on $1.2 million. As the donations keep on coming in, the infield is in now as Alonso's the batter. He's 0 for 3. And the Indians trying to take a 5-0 lead. They've done a pretty good job quieting this big crowd at Fenway tonight. Here's the 0-1. Drilled in there, 92. Melky Cabrera, who is 3 for 3 and is a triple shy of the cycle, is on deck. And the 0-2 pitch. Bounced up there, knocked down by Sandy Leon to keep the runner at third.
Oh, great block. Great block. Use your face to block this thing. Whatever it takes, you're going to block it. Curveball doesn't even get to home plate. Trying to protect his neck.
One of the better blockers in the league, isn't
Yes, he is.
Now Ramirez leading away from third. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball down the right field line. On the move, Mookie Betts headed for the corner. He'll run it down and make the catch. The runner's going to tag up. He comes on in to score. And that will make it 5-0. Alonso with the RBI, 71st.
Well, that's some small ball right there. A walk, a stolen base, get him over, and get him in with a sac fly.
Time now for our high strength steel play, brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado.
Well, he did it again. Last night he got it, and tonight he got it. I think that was a cutter upstairs. Hits the top of the fence and just gets in.
Melky Cabrera with number 6, but he also has a single and a double.
It's a guy that no one picked up at the start of the year. Had a decent year last year. He went to Kansas City and the White Sox last year. Drove in 85 runs.
There's 5 hits in the series. 2 homers.
He had some problems earlier in his career with PEDs, right?
Yeah, big suspension.
San Francisco, when he was with the Giants, had a great year and then got caught.
Been an odd season for him because he appeared in 17 games back in May and June with Cleveland, and they took him off the roster. He elected free agency. He re-signed with them on July 5th. They assigned him to AAA. He tore the cover off the ball there for about 2 weeks. Then they brought him back up again.
I think it was a money thing originally.
Yeah, that's going to strike him out. He goes darting out of the way, but he fans to retire the side, but a run in.
by DCU. TC Jim and Steve will preview tomorrow's pitching matchup between Carlos Carrasco and Brian Johnson. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Well, it is on to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 5-0 Cleveland. Benintendi, Martinez, Bogarts trying to solve the rookie. Shane Bieber is trying to go 7-2. Rope to right. Down the line it rolls up against the side wall, and it deadens there. Benintendi taking off for second. He will stop with the double. His second hit tonight, so the Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard.
Boy, he jumped on that curveball down and in and just roped it down the line. And like you said, it deadened off the wall. But this is a pretty good pitch. This ball down and in. And left-handers love that. He caught it right before it hits the ground almost, and you see it go down the line and sort of stopped over there. Thinking about 3, but he holds up at 2.
JD Martinez next. 0 for 2 tonight. Base hit into left field. Benintendi had to wait to see it go through, so he will stop at third.
Here comes the Red Sox, back-to-back hits on a breaking ball
for the first time tonight.
Yeah, they're going to get somebody up. They're going to let this thing get out of hand.
Carl Willis, former Red Sox pitching coach, heading out to the hill. Again, a right-hander going in their bullpen. That is Simber, who we saw last night.
Down under.
Submarine style. Right now, time for the carrying the freight moment, brought to you by Old Dominion.
You see the play here, the base hit on a curveball there. Brantley up the middle. Jackie throws it all the way in. Not really a good idea because the run was going to score easy. They throw back to get the out at second. And what a great tag there by Bogarts. Didn't see it right away, but he ran off the field and they replayed it and he was out.
Yeah, they overturned the call on the challenge. Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Boston Red Sox. Here's Xander at the plate. First and third, nobody out. He's popped up and flied out. With a big fly would get the Red Sox right back in it.
Boom. Right there, fastball. What new? He said, heck with that curveball. It got roped twice.
Well, this part of the lineup is seeing him for the third time.
Yes.
Obviously better swings. Hooked, and that's going to be a fair ball. Alicaro off the sidewall. A run in. Benintendi scores. Martinez into third, scampering into second. Xander Bogarts. Red Sox on the scoreboard, 5-1.
Well, his breaking ball is getting knocked around is what's happening here. This time it's the slider to Bogarts, and he just leaves it there. Not that bad a pitch, but he goes out and hooks it. You see his one-handed swing almost perfectly placed down the line. Hits the boards. I saw JD going to third. He was pushing it to third, and followed by Bogarts. Second and third, nobody out.
78th RBI for Xander Bogarts. Now Moreland, who has flied out and struck out. Nobody out. He takes ball one. And the crowd comes to life. A run home finally here in the 7th inning.
Obviously giving up the run.
Fouled away, 1-1. Kinsler to hit next. Red Sox have strung together 3 consecutive hits to begin the 7th. Bieber's 1-1. Couldn't get him to offer at that.
Kind of afraid to throw a breaking ball right now after getting 3 ropes with it.
Martinez at third, Bogarts at second. High fly, headed to the deepest part of the ballpark. Allen racing back. He makes a sliding play, tagging up. Here's Martinez. He is in to score.
What a play by Allen.
5-2 now. He made one heck of a long running catch.
This should be a 3-run Johnson. Meanwhile, it's a sacrifice fly. I mean, Allen went a long way for this thing, as far as you can go. I mean, as far as you can go. That ball's hit 415 feet almost. He goes into the slide, and Bogarts almost could have tagged up from third and scored as far away this ball was. But only 1 run scores, 5-2, Bogey's at third.
However, the Red Sox really started to reach Bieber, got some great swings in the inning. Terry Francona gets him out of the ball game and brings on Simber now, with Ian Kinsler about to hit and a runner at third base and only 1 away in the inning.
Boy, he's lucky he got an out there. It's a long out.
Sure was. Double, base hit, double, and a fly out about 410 feet. Let's get on to Guerin.
Thanks, Opie. As we've been helping raise money for those who have been battling cancer, our thoughts are with our friend and colleague Jerry Remy. Earlier today, Alex Cora talked about our Rem dog.
Yeah, we got it yesterday. Yeah, watching the games on replay at home. Yeah, nothing I can say, but but we miss him. You know what? I miss him downstairs. You know, when I walked in at 1:15, he was always there. You know, looking at the stats. I even grabbed my stats and give it to him. We don't need that, but he was always good. Walking through the office, and he'll be back. We know that. So we miss him. And you know, like I've been saying, thinking about him, praying for him, and everything's gonna be fine.
I actually got a text from Jerry the other day, and he said, "I will fight this. We will dance again." And Obi Eck, it's been so uplifting hearing the stories of all these survivors who've been battling cancer, and to let everyone at home know how important and how easy it is to make a donation to the Jimmy Fund this week.
Okay, Guerin, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Obviously, we're praying every day for the Rem dog. He continues to follow what has been a magical season for the Red Sox. We're trying to come back in this one. 5-2 Cleveland. And Simber, who pitched yesterday in game number 1, on again.
Boy, this down under fastball that he tries to throw low as can be.
Now Bogarts the runner at third with 1 away. The infield backed up. Kinsler's gone 0 for 2 as he looks at ball 1.
Looking for the ball down. You just never face somebody like this.
Fouls that one off himself to make it 1-1.
You face a guy like Darren O'Day with Baltimore. He's down under. This guy's way down there, isn't he? I didn't see any sliders from him yesterday.
Nunez next. 2 runs in. Offense waking up a bit here in the 7th inning.
They're letting them have the run. Everybody's playing back.
And the 2-1. He lets that go for ball 3. That is Andrew Miller, former Red Sox left-hander, working in the pen. Part of an outstanding bullpen. Bieber looking on. That run at third belongs to him. Weak ground ball, but that should bring it in. Up and over Kipnis to get him as Bogaerts comes in to score to make it a 5-3 game.
Yeah, take the run.
So close the book on Shane Bieber. Red Sox finally got him in this 7th inning for 3 runs.
One little whatever that thing is he's throwing up there, a little weak ground ball, but it does the job.
Nunez with a double and a ground out to short. Chops out one to third base and foul. So the Red Sox are in the game, down by 2. Red Sox with 5 hits tonight, and 3 of them have come here in the 7th. Hard ground ball, but scooping that up Kipnis, and he'll get him. Side retired, but the Red Sox scored 3 times. 5-3 at the end of 7. Final presented by Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric. On a pregame show, TC, Jim, and Steve highlighted Xander Bogaerts on the Rodenheiser heat zone is hot, and Kipnis is cold. Here's what they're doing so far tonight. Xander Bogaerts helping the Red Sox to get 3 runs and a 5-3 Cleveland lead as we go to the 8th inning. Tyler Thornburg out of the bullpen. His job to keep it right where it is.
He's been doing his thing. 5 appearances in a row without a run scored.
You get 8, 9, and 1. That's Gomes, Allen, and Lindor.
Fastball, curveball, changeup.
Kipnis leading things off here in the 8th inning. And a 1-0. Dropped in there for a strike.
You see a good changeup. That's the pitch that's sort of been back and forth.
Big swing and a miss, and a count 1-2.
We've seen everything he's had in 3 pitches.
Yep, that was the yacker.
There's another yacker. Yes, it
Fooled
works.
him. Yes, it did. Struck him out. Couldn't contain himself, and Kipnis is down hacking. Tiebreak game break now brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Okay, Tom, thank you very much. Jan Gomes, the batter now. Good night for him with a couple of singles. He's 2 for 3. 11 hits for Cleveland tonight. Red Sox with 5. But when the Red Sox come up to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning, they're trying to keep the offense rolling after scoring 3 times in the 7th. And a 1-1. 92, but in for a strike.
High fastball. Ooh. Back to the yacker.
2-2. High fly ball driven deep to left field. Backing up Benintendi, and that is gone. Into the monster seats by Jan Gomes, his 12th home run of the season.
Man, that was impressive, huh? He hit this ball off the ground. I think he's looking curveball. I mean, how did he hit this ball out of the ballpark?
Maybe impressive, but also painful for the Red Sox.
Oh, totally. This is a curveball that's going down. Look at this. Leone has got his glove upside. Look at this, and he hits this ball out of the ballpark. I mean, that is not that bad a pitch. Man.
His 12th home run of the season. And they have used the long ball big time in this series, haven't they?
That's a big one right there. When they answered after you get 3 and then you give up 1.
Yes, indeed. And that's going to hit him.
There's the MVP of this series right now is Allen. The catch he made last inning, the sacrifice fly, he went a long ways for that ball.
He's on base tonight for the 3rd time. He hit batsman along with a double and a single. Yeah, he's had a great series so far.
He really has. This unknown kid you don't know much about.
So that will make it tougher still after the Red Sox had pulled to a couple of runs down. And now Lindor, the top of the order, he's gone 0 for 4.
Allen can run too. He's stole 11 bases.
Lindor, the all-star shortstop. He was 1 for 4 last night, hitless so far tonight. Called a strike. Andrew Miller looks ready to go.
We'll see if he's the same Andrew Miller when he gets out here. Be on the DL for quite a while. Boy, he's been special for them, though.
He was on a 10-day disabled list earlier in the season with a hamstring injury. Then there was knee inflammation, causing him to miss 72 games. High pop up on the infield. Nunez is there to make the catch.
Red Sox season ticket plans for the 2019 season are on sale now. New plans will include access to potential 2018 postseason games. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets.
Michael Brantley's been on board 3 times, a walk, a double, a base hit. Batting .304 with 14 homers. He's got a man at first and 2 down. Meanwhile, Drew Pomerantz going in the bullpen. Thornburg giving up a home run to Jan Gomes to make it 6-3. And a 1-0. Floated down the left field line, but foul. Here's the road ahead presented by Buick. 2 more left with the Indians here at Fenway. It'll be on to Tampa Bay after that. Off day 2 with Miami back at Fenway, and then the Red Sox are on the road to Chicago and Atlanta. Be our first trip to the brand new ballpark for the Braves, north of the city of Atlanta. Atlanta right now leading the Phillies by a full game in the NL East. Looks like Washington has given up on making a serious run. They have dipped to 1 game under 500. And frankly, they looked like no better than a 500 ball club, and the Red Sox were there and swept them in Washington.
I agree. And they said, you know, they're probably saying we're not going to get there, even though they're in range. But they gave up, what, Murphy to the Cubs today.
It's a heck of a hitter.
Yeah. They gave up Adams, their first baseman, back to the Cardinals.
2-1. Drilled in at 91.
So it's really Philly and Atlanta.
Pretty good battle between those 2 talented young ball clubs. Two down, a man on, and a 2-2 on the way with a runner going. That's foul at the plate.
Sooner or later he was going to go, and he had a decent jump there. 2 strikes, why not? Not that good of a jump.
The Sox in the bottom of the inning have due up Leon, Bradley, and Betts. Two again. Runner takes off again. Well, if the Red Sox can't rally tonight and pull out a win, they're facing another 15-game winner tomorrow.
He's tough.
Carlos Carrasco, 15-6, 3.33 ERA.
Good slider.
Against Brian Johnson. Runner takes off, same result, foul ball. So he'll be on the hill for Terry Francona tomorrow.
Guy next to him's had a pretty good year too, Clevenger. Only got 9 wins, but he's pitched better than 9 wins.
Red Sox have only lost 3 consecutive games once all season back in April. Line shot, but caught by Kinsler. Retires the side, but Thornburg also gives up a home run. 6-3 Cleveland. Honoring the 13 champions. Game number 127 that year. The Red Sox beat the Giants 7-zip. John Lester got the win. Number 11, Shane Victorino, 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI. As the Red Sox were 74 wins in. This Red Sox team at 88 victories, but trailing 6-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Old friend, the left-hander Andrew Miller, coming on. Only 24 appearances because of all the injuries this season. But the 6'7" southpaw has been outstanding in his career. Steve Pearce will bat here for Sandy Leon, leading off the 8th. Red Sox have been held to 5 hits.
Miller used to throw the ball 95 plus and had that nasty slider anytime.
Just last year, he appeared in 57 games. He had a 1.44 ERA. The year before that, his ERA was 1.39 with the Yankees.
There's that slider. But he struck everybody out, didn't he? Almost 2 strikeouts an inning. It was silly. See this slider? Little dip to it at the end.
1-2. And he spoiled that one. Popped it foul out of play. Steve hitting .301, 10 homers.
Well, he was invaluable to him that year that they went to the World Series. MVP of the ALCS, I believe, against Toronto.
And that one right behind him.
And I thought that ball hit him in the foot. He got out of the way. What, talk about a misfire, huh? Behind him.
A wild slider, to put it mildly. And the 2-2. And he puts him away. That slider was quite a bit better.
Yeah, that slider, it almost just stops, you know. Get him out front. Big guy, that long angle, and just stops out there. He's way out in front.
Speedway donating $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run this season. Through the end of August, use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase 3 cooler beverages and receive 1,000 bonus points. Jackie Bradley with a mighty cut. He's gone 0 for 2.
There's nobody like this guy. I mean, he's so tall, his angle. Another slider. Man.
You talk about that ALCS against Toronto.
Yes.
4 appearances, 7 2/3, 14 strikeouts, no walks out of the bullpen.
Good enough for the MVP, I guess. So he's over on the third base side of the rubber. Just barely touching it. Oh, they thought they had him punched out.
Missed away. 2-2. 6-3 Cleveland, 8th inning. Mookie Betts on deck. Swung on and missed strike 3. Back-to-back Ks.
Oh, this guy is the slingster, man, with that slider. Sweeping. I mean, look at that. A lot of break to that thing, and it's off speed, way out in front. And that's perfect spot for it, too, down and away.
2 up, 2 down. Mookie Betts. Quiet night so far for Mookie. He's gone 0 for 3. Batting .341.
There's some velocity there. 94.
Benintendi would hit next. Punched up the middle, backhanded by Kipnis. A quiet inning for the Red Sox. They go 1-2-3 in the 8th.
Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, J.D. Martinez.
Let's go.
Deep and is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives. You can learn more at cbshealth.com/be-the-first. Here's an update now on the tote board as the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon rolls on. That number keeps getting higher and higher. Over $1.2 million today. And day 2 coming up tomorrow. And to donate to the Jimmy Fund, visit jimmyfund.org or call 877-738-1234. Drew Pomerantz out of the bullpen. Jose Ramirez tags a high fly foul. Leading off here in the 9th inning. Red Sox are down by 3.
Pomerantz on for the second night in a row. He hasn't done that. Trying to get locked in.
And Blake Swihart takes over behind the plate. Two and two. Ramirez 0 for 3, but with a walk, a stolen base, and a run in the 7th inning. They got a big run on a Yan Gomes home run in the 8th. Brad Hand, one of their big acquisitions from San Diego, left-hander, getting ready in the pen. And that'll be downstairs. Cody Allen, who was closing last night. The Red Sox had him on the ropes.
Yeah, what do you have? 28 pitches.
So Ramirez on with a walk. Time for Built for Baseball, presented by T-Mobile.
This is in the 5th inning. Greg Allen, who's been a star in this series, and makes a nice catch against the center field fence. Very nice play. The bead likes it, and this ball here was hit a long ways. This is a sacrifice fly. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a double, triple, who knows what. Great play.
Diaz 1 for 4, a base hit in the 2nd inning. That was against Evaldi, who only went 5 1/3 and got knocked around a bit. 4 runs, 10 hits. He's on the hook right now.
Ramirez already has a stolen base. His 28th last time up.
One and two.
That's what makes this a good club. And you said, like, kind of mirrors us. But, you know, we haven't seen Encarnacion. I mean, he's a big bat in that lineup.
He's been out on the DL 1-2.
He'd probably be hitting the same spot here with Diaz hitting fourth.
Yonder Alonso on deck. And Pomeranz trying to put away Diaz, but a throw over again. Red Sox will have Benintendi, Martinez, Bogarts due up in the bottom of the ninth.
A little high fastball here.
And too high. 2-2. Now leadoff man on ball 4. Chopped up the middle. Xander Bogaerts gets to the bag in time. Throws on to first for the double play. He timed that perfectly.
Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station at Fenway, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit bidmc.org. Nice play there by a nifty play by Bogaerts. Very athletic.
Base is empty for Alonso. Did drive in a run back in the 7th inning on a sac fly. 6-3 Cleveland. They took game 1 5-4. And the 0-1. We'll see if the Red Sox can rally against their standout bullpen in the bottom of the 9th inning. Little looper toward left. Benintendi charging, won't get to it. It drops in for a base hit. So Alonso is on with a 2-out single. That's their 13th hit tonight.
That might have been the softest hit all night long. The end of the bat dunked it in front of Benintendi. Fastball away. You see it there, just floats it there in front of Benintendi.
Brandon Guyer hitting in Cabrera's spot. He came on for him defensively. Melky Cabrera had another big night with a home run, a single, and a double. Guyer hitting just 197. Decent power, though.
Velocity just not there. I always look for velocity with Pomeranz, and we haven't seen more than 90.
Two down, and Alonso the base runner. Foul tip to the mid. And he's ahead. Guyer 3 out of 8, by the way, lifetime against the lefty. Sox have lost each of their last 2 games. Before this week, it had been nearly a month since they lost consecutive games. July 24th and 26th, an off day in between. 1-2, foul back again.
Swihart calling fastballs back there.
1-2. He keeps on swinging and fouling him away.
And he keeps on throwing fastballs too.
Marlins have the bases loaded with 1 out in the 9th inning. In a 1-1 tie with the Yankees. Liner and caught by Nunez at third to retire the side. Red Sox coming up. To the bottom of the 9th we go. 6-3 Cleveland. By Xfinity, Bieber went 6 1/3. He was pretty good. He allowed 3 earned runs. Tired a bit late, it appeared. Evaldi surrendering 10 hits and 4 earned in 5 1/3. Right now he would lose it. Brad Hand is their closer tonight. And he will come on here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 3-run advantage.
We saw him last night. He struck out Jackie Bradley Jr. with a good slider.
Benintendi 2 for 3, a double and a single. To lead it off, looking at strike 1. JD Martinez on deck, followed by Xander Bogaerts.
Fastball, slider, fastball. We saw 94 last night. We just saw the slider. Kind of recoils when he throws that fastball. Stands straight up and down. See that slider again.
1-1 from the lefty. One and 2.
It's not a hard slider, that's for sure. It's kind of 81 is way off speed. Kind of freezes left-handers.
Benintendi's seen him 3 times. He has 2 hits off him. Even up 2-2.
He stays in there really good. That front shoulder doesn't fly.
He has hit 4 home runs off lefties. And a 2-2. And he struck him out. back to the breaking ball to fan him, one away in the ninth.
I mean, it's right down the middle, but it just fools, you know, the off speed of it. I wouldn't call that the greatest spot you want to throw this breaking ball. I mean, look at this thing right there, and he swings underneath it.
JD tonight 1 for 3, a base hit in the 7th inning, and the Red Sox got all 3 of their runs. Broken bat, soft liner, caught. Just like that, 2 fast outs. Xander Bogaerts to hit next. Xander with an RBI double in the 7th. He's gone 1 for 3. Well, to this point, a tough couple of nights for the Red Sox here against the Indians.
Well, the Indians tonight swung the bats. I mean, there's a lot of bullets around this ballpark.
And 13 hits. Sox have 5. Even though it was a 0-0 game until the 4th inning. And nobody on base with 2 down. That's a strike. Been a few of these lately, the Red Sox, with some silent offensive nights. And it's now 0-2.
Oh, good fastball there. Good location. A little sinkage on it. It's almost shocking to see the Red Sox lose 3 in a row. I mean,
yeah, it's only happened one other time in late April. If it should happen tonight for just the 2nd time in 2018, it tells you a lot about the success of the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
It's rather amazing. But it won't feel too good should it happen. He tried to hold up. They do appeal no swing, says Jeremy Rehak.
Xander, he never swings. He always holds his hand out there. They'll check till the cows come home, and he never goes through.
Two down and a 1-2 from the lefty. And he'll miss with it to even up the count. Bogaerts trying to get on here in the 9th, and a 2-2 from Hand, and he popped him up. That should do it. Kipnis, the second baseman, will not make the play as it drops in.
What is that?
Well, it should have done it.
When's the last time you've seen that? Last out, no doubt, too. I mean, wow.
Can't remember. It's an E4.
I mean, you never see that. He nicked it, but he might as well have whiffed it. Man, 3-run game. That 1-run game, I'll tell you. Woo.
Oh, yeah. Wholly different story, but that'll bring up Mitch Moreland. Mitch drove in a run with a sac fly in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 2. So, Sox are still alive.
The fans are getting into it. Just because he dropped a pop-up, you might as well.
Well, you begin to hope that a little bit more the runner goes, and in there for a strike. that maybe that was meant to be.
You ever seen fans getting loud with a 3-run lead, 2 outs, and the guy on first, and they're getting into it? You think that was a tying run, huh?
So Bogart's down to second with 2 away. Here's the 0-1.
Man, that's some gas there.
0-2.
You can see why they wanted to get this Brad Hand.
Oh, yeah.
Cross-seam cheese right there by you.
And the 0-2. Hangs in there. Did not get a Swifty there.
To me, he's given a lot of hang and breakables, like kind of not good sliders, not good spots. He threw Benintendi a couple I thought were right down the middle. He struck him out with a right down the middle.
Ian Kinsler on deck. Yankees in Miami have gone to the 10th inning, tied 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes on Mitch Moreland. 6-3 Cleveland, 9th inning. 2 down. Bogart's at second, never should have reached, but he's there.
I'll tell you what, there's 95% of the people stayed here in a 6-3 game.
Yep, impressive. And time is granted by the home plate ump Knight.
What's taken Hand so long to deliver this thing? It's killing me.
Gotta get those rally caps on.
Better hurry up.
And with a 1-2. And he struck him out. That'll end it. So the first time in 4 months the Red Sox lose 3 consecutive games. TC 6-3. The final Indians take the first 2.